Hey everyone, it's Renee. I'm coming to you from Largo, Florida again. This time we're in kind of a different spot. We are in, obviously, an industrial area. Pretty warm again, as you can imagine. It's been awfully hot here, but that's okay. It's been kind of fun. Yeah, we haven't let it get us down too much. But anyway, yeah, we are at a clay store. So I wanted to show you that, talk at you about that for a second. That is Highway Clays. Hold on just a second. Let me turn the camera around. There you go. Highway Clays. Right there is their door. And so the interesting thing is that this is the place where the clay is shipped to Virginia. So when we go to Richmond to buy clay, we're actually buying clay from here. But this is where Donna bought it while we lived in Florida. And so she's going there and, going to pick some up while we're here because it is a little bit cheaper to get it right from the source. So, yeah. Actually, she's made some new things that you can see in her store if you haven't taken a look at it for a little while. Also, I'm going to show some things on my channel when we get back to Virginia. Show you some new styles that she's been making and things like that. She has some little sponge holders, some soap dishes, and some honey pots that have really sold really well. In addition to some different styles of mugs and things like that. So here we go. Turn around again so you can see me. And you just so happen to be in Largo, Florida, and I showed you the other day what else is located here. And since I'm being a good sport about coming out here to the clay store, she agreed to make another stop at the Book Rescuer. So we're going to do that, and perhaps to another bookstore this evening in Tarpon Springs. We're going to meet a friend there for dinner. So if that's the case, I will show you all of that good stuff. So yeah, hang in there with me. This is probably going to be the last vlog from Florida. We'll be leaving in a couple of days to head back home. So yeah, like I say, it's been a pretty good time. All right, talk at you later. Okay, so here we are again. Mission accomplished. There's Donna going in. And I'm just going to show you real quick all the cars that are in this parking lot. For a used bookstore, I mean, it's pretty full. There's all cars down there. There's all cars along here. Yeah. So let's go see what we can find. And people had asked about places to sit. I mean, there are actually plenty of places to sit. They're nice and comfy. There's chairs and there's tables. And even on the other side, I don't want to show too much because there are some people over there. But yeah, down that way, there's also some more seating. This is kind of the front end part that I didn't really show. I think this is like the new stuff they just took in and haven't put out onto the shelves yet. So, but yeah, you're welcome to look at any of it. I mean, the other day when we were here, there were some plastic totes outside with a bunch of stuff that people had just donated. And I was rifling through that in case there was something, good that I wanted to buy before they even put it on the shelf. So yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, love the tree, love the TBR sign. So that's why I had to come back. All right, I'm going to go check out the shelves. I'm back after my second trip through the Book Rescuers. Then we came back to where we're staying, took care of the dogs and did things we needed to do. Then we went out to another place called Tarpon Springs, and we went to a bookshop there. It was mainly a new bookshop. And when I asked if they had used books, the lady was nice enough to direct me to the public library, which was right across the street, which I'd never been to the one in that town before. And they had their little Friends of the Library book sale. So yeah, I got some more books there. Yeah, the addiction is very strong. And, but I am having a good time. So, what are you going to do? And you know that I will read the majority of these books. So, and the ones I don't will end up going in the little free library. So it's win, 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 win. But anyway, while I'm winning here, let me let me show you some of the books that I got this second time around at the Book Rescuer. This one is called Throwback by Frank C. Strunk. And this I'm not aware of. It just looked good. Comes from the mid-90s. And yeah, it's a suspense novel. Looks really interesting. So took a chance on that. Then I have one of the Star Trek books. This one is based on the movie, The Search for Spock. I thought that was an interesting one, so had to grab it while I was there. Needs a little bit of tape on the cover, but that's okay. Then I kind of, went old school and went back to an author that I mentioned the other night, but I have not read a book from in a very, very long time. But I used to read him all the time, and that is Joseph Wambaugh. He wrote a lot of police procedurals. He wrote about the LA Police Department, and he wrote The New Centurions. That may be one that you're familiar with. The Choir Boys, that was one that they made into a movie. The Blue Knight, I believe that was made into a series. The Onion Field, that was a movie. And they were really big back in the 70s, mid-70s, through probably the late 80s at least. But he kept writing even beyond that time, because this was one that I thought I maybe had read long ago, didn't really think much of it, just decided to go ahead and pick it up. But this came out in 2006. So I know I wasn't reading him in 2006. So this will be a new one for me. And it's really interesting because 2006, I mean, this one, which I had mentioned, The Choir Boys, which is really one of his good ones, came out in 1975. So yeah, that's pretty amazing, really, that he wrote for such a long time. He got some negative press by the LGBT community back in the day because of some of the slurs that he used for gay people back at that time. But police used to raid gay bars and round people up and arrest them, throw them in jail for the night, look and see what they could charge them with, any little infraction, that kind of thing, until Stonewall happened, which was, I believe, I think I had read it was like 56, in 1969. So, he's writing, Stonewall happened in 1969. And what happened at Stonewall was, it was a gay bar that was being raided, and the people stood up to the police there. And it started bringing some attention to what was going on, and finally led to the fact that police really shouldn't be coming in harassing people who are not doing anything wrong. So, yeah, that was, an important event within the LGBT community. But before that, that's the way that people were treated. So the slurs that go along with it, are really not surprising. So I don't hold that against him, but yeah, it is something, and it's interesting to, see what happened during that time. And thank goodness things are different now, and I hope they stay that way. Okay, so then went to the library sale in Tarpon Springs, as I said, and one of the books I got there is, of course, they're very cheap there, is this, which is a nonfiction book. It's called The Lost Sons of Omaha. It is by Joe Sexton, Two Young Men in an American Tragedy. I don't really remember this situation, but apparently this young black man was protesting the murder of George Floyd, and something happened, some type of misunderstanding or something. Anyway, this white man shot him, and then later shot himself as well. So I don't remember this incident really. I mean, there was so much going on at that time. That was in 2020. Just a lot of things happening. And so it'll be interesting to read this book and see what, the real story was with that situation. There at the library sale, I also picked up Michelle Obama, The Light We Carry. I read her book called Becoming. That one was really very autobiographical. This one is a little bit more about her philosophies and things like that, her philosophy of life, and just, her ways of promoting self-love within herself and within other people. So I thought that this might be an interesting book. Next is another book I took a chance on, had never heard of it. This is kind of a Southern noir thing as well. It's called Cottonmouths. It is by Kelly J. Ford. What was interesting is that this one and Throwbacks on Goodreads, I just finished reading some of the reviews of both of those books. It was interesting that people just kind of picked them up on a whim and said they were pleasantly surprised by the books because they had previously known nothing about them. So yeah, just like I did. So that's my little mini haul, and I'm gonna stop going to used bookstores now. Just kidding. Yeah, so one more book I want to show you, and that's what I'm reading. I finished Finders Keepers, and now I'm on to Never Flinch. How we doing on that one? Almost halfway. I think I just started it like yesterday? Day before yesterday? Probably day before yesterday. But anyway, not too bad. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. All right. I'm going to, what I'll do now is I'm going to show you the dogs. Hold on just a moment. There's Raina. Yeah, unfortunately, there are fireworks outside. Yeah, there's a baseball field not too far from here, and they're shooting off some fireworks there. So, yeah, she's a little bit cautious because of that. And here's Olive. Say hi, Olive. She's being a good girl. And there's Callie in her bed. Hi, Callie. All right. Well, all right, everyone. This is my last day in Florida. So let's play Where's Renee Today? As you can tell, I'm at the beach again, and I am at Clearwater Beach. This is almost the exact place I stood where I started my video in November when I came here, and I showed you this very same beach. It looked very pretty and pinky that morning. There was a beautiful peachy pink sunrise, but today, no, not quite that way. As you can see, it's kind of stormy out there. I'll turn the camera around and show you what it looks like, but yeah, the sand is very white, the water looks white, and even the sky looks kind of white and gray. But it's always interesting to see the moods here at the beach. So hold on, let me flip you around and show you what we got going on. Yeah. So here's the water. What do you think? I can tell by the way the surf is going too that there's probably a storm out there somewhere. Now, it may not be anywhere close to us. I mean, we're not in any danger or anything like that. But yeah, it'll stir up the water. In fact, the only time you'll see people surfing here is when there's a hurricane somewhere in the Gulf. And it'll be far offshore from us, but still it makes quite a surf, and people surf, because otherwise we don't really get those pounding waves the way they do, you know, on the east coast of Florida. So yeah, so here we are. Not too many people here. I don't suspect there will be a whole lot for the day. The temperature is like perfect for walking on the beach. I think it's somewhere between, I don't know, 75 and 80, I guess. I think I saw that on the way here, which really for Florida this time of year, I'll take it. It's about 7:15 in the morning, so still early. But yeah, beautiful. Just kind of different. There goes a seagull. Now this beach is very different from the one that I showed you the other day, Honeymoon Island. This one's quite different, as you can see by all the buildings. It's very built up. There's a lot of places to stay in hotels, timeshares and things like that. There's a lot of restaurants. In fact, I can smell them working on their breakfasts. And it smells pretty good right now. There's a little street in there that is just loaded with shops and restaurants and things like that. So yeah, this beach is pretty built up, but still fun in its own way. It's a big, long beach. You can just walk and walk forever on this thing. But all the beaches here, you know, have this sand that is just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to walk for a little bit. So I'm going to put the camera off for a little bit, and then maybe I'll take you up on the pier that's over here. It looks like it has now reopened. It wasn't open the last time I was here. So yeah, I'll take my walk now. Talk at you later. So now I'm up on the pier, and I promise I won't jump or dive. It doesn't look like a good place to dive, at least. Jump maybe. But anyway, yeah, took a nice little walk. Like I say, not a bad temperature at all. So here's what the pier looks like. It goes on for quite a distance. And this is the other side of it. More buildings and more beach. And they are setting up for the day, emptying all the trash cans, putting out their little cabanas and umbrellas that they rent. Yeah. Still feels pretty good here. Not too hot. For some reason you can't feel the breeze quite as much up here. You think you'd feel it more, but it's better. It's actually better down by the water. That's all right. Yeah. Now we're looking west, so the sun's rising behind us. It's really beautiful in the evening. Of course, you get the sunset. But I also have a photograph I took of this pier in the room where I do my videos generally. I have a picture of this pier. I have a picture of another beach called Fort DeSoto with the sea oats, which are like the sea grasses that anchor down the dunes. And then I have a picture of like 2 chairs and an umbrella facing out into the water. So that's some photography that I did here. We probably, I don't think we can walk past this spot coming up. That's like a little fishing pier, and you pay to get on it and fish for the rest of it. I think that's what they did with it, if I remember. I mean, they've changed things 100 times. So this must have been what got damaged over here during the hurricane, and they've got it back because this part's brown and that part's still the natural wood. They got to paint that, I guess. So yeah, they did there's another area where they've replaced. did a good job putting it all back together. Hopefully it won't be a bad hurricane season for everyone. There's the sun up there. That's where it's rising. So it can stay behind the clouds for all I care. I like it a little bit cooler than what it has been. Although, I have to say, we have had a nice little rainstorm just about every night at around 5, 6 o'clock. So it has kept the temperature down. And that's nice. And today the sun is in. Yesterday the sun was in for the majority of the day as well. So yeah, can't ask for better than that. For this time of year, like I say, I'll take it. So let's just listen to the water here for a minute. So nice, the waves. Sounds good. I could just sit here all day. But I won't. I've got stuff to do. Gotta pack and all that good stuff. Take care of the dogs. So, yep. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed my segments here from Florida. I certainly enjoyed doing them. Had a great trip. Seeing friends and family again was just fantastic. So, thanks for watching. As always, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And stop by again sometime. Take care.